Scaffolds are in range.
What do you think the chances are that Efren's actually awake?
No, he's dead. When you send like party dancing to the chat in like 3 in the morning, it's not waking up.
Yeah. Boy. Alright, so good morning guys. I didn't even properly introduce this video, but Ramon and I are on our way to the Science of Speed NSX S2000 Type R as well, I think?
Yep.
And Type R meet. We were meeting with people. Efren decided to be a basic white girl and stay up till 5 a.m. drinking, puking his brains out, so I don't think he's going to show up, but we do have a few other people that I think we know that are going there, and it'll be cool to meet some new people because I know I'm trying to find a car that has the SOS Stage 1 Supercharger kit because I really want to ride one or just pick their brain because that's kind of what I'm looking at this year if it fits my needs per se. But yeah, we have gotten breakfast. We have chipped up my front bumper lightly because Ramon wanted to take the worst road in Arizona at the moment. But we're still looking good. So yeah, we're gonna get some drinks really quick and freaking top off on gas. My GoPro is dead and head over there. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So that was the Honda S2000/NSX meet at Science of Speed. That was the first time I've gone. Apparently it's a pretty regular thing, like once or twice a year, I think yearly. So that was really cool. Met some really nice guys. There was a guy I was talking to for quite a while. He had a Spa Yellow AP1 with, I think he's the only other guy in the state with the J's bumper, but his is the real one. And the difference is I noticed where his splitter was much thinner and flatter, and then the fitment by the headlights was just better. But overall, it was the only other S that I know of for sure that has the same bumper as me. But that dude had 350,000 miles on his S2000, and to top it off, he is the original owner from 2001. I think he said 01 or 02. But it was just a really cool guy to talk to, plethora of knowledge and information coming from him. But I didn't film a whole lot of that meet because there wasn't a whole lot going on. I spent a lot of time talking to people and not so much walking around, and I didn't, yeah, that was pretty much it. But it was really cool nonetheless. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little walk around. But we have some work to get done. So we have here a Nissan 370Z. This is a guy that is coming in for some new intakes. So it already has some intakes. I'm not sure which ones. Let me check real quick. So it looks like he has the K&N intakes. I don't know, these little guys. But he wants some 3-inch intakes now. He's doing a new intake setup. He's got GTR injectors, I believe, and then he's also got a Walbro 255 pump and something else, and he's switching to ethanol, so he's going to try and do that stuff. But he did need some fatter intakes, and he wants to make them the ones that they go behind the bumper here. So that's just what we're going to do today. Hopefully we have some company joining us here at some point today, because I'm tired of working by myself all day, but you know, we will see. I invited some people over, and we're just going to kind of hang out and wait for them to show up. So let's get started on this thing right away. Thankfully, it looks like it's going to be pretty darn easy. So one thing I noticed right off the bat is this thing does have mass airflow sensors. So he brought the car by actually last week, and then I realized that you just work on Hondas and building Honda intakes, not Nissan ones. So had to have him order those. So we got some of those right here in that bag. So I'm going to start by taking the intakes off. I have to take this shrouding off, and I believe I have to remove the washer fluid bottle. He says, I'm pretty sure he's got to remove that. And then there is holes, because he does want them, like I said, to come up into the bumper area. There is already like hole areas back here, but I will have to end up oversizing them to fit the tubes through. So I guess let's just start taking stuff apart and see what we got working with us. Going through this, trying to plan out my routing for everything, and it is definitely going to be a very, very tight fit using 3-inch pipe instead of the like 2.5 and 2 3/4 that most of these companies like InGen and Stillen I think are using. So right off the bat, I took the bumper off. That's pretty easy. You got your plastic tray here, just a bunch of plastic clips on the top, and then the bumper itself is tied in with that, and then you have a 10 mil in each corner of the fender. So once you have all that off, looking at this now, it looks like this plastic shroud here just bolts on. I have two 12 mils here, looks like a 10 mil up here maybe. I'll find more out in a second on that. And then the filter itself, I had to loosen this bolt here and move the harness out of the way. The filter itself is very snug fit. I think with a little motivation I can get this thing to kind of squeeze its way in there, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. I'm just more concerned about doing this side because we have some AC lines here. I mean, granted, I can probably gently bend these out of the way a little bit, but then you got this brace here, so I'm gonna have to definitely remove this brace for the hood latch or whatever that is. Maybe even make a different one. So we'll see. I'm gonna do a little bit more picture looking and figure this out. But so far it seems like this section here is at least pretty easy, and then I'm more concerned about just fitting stuff right here. But let's make it happen. So this was the piece I just had to take out as I'm still planning this routing out, and that is the intake duct that goes right there. So you have your plastic clip that comes down in this square right there, which would be that guy, and then you have the 10 mil bolt that sits right there. So once you pull those out, this thing just pulls right out. So I do not know for sure if it's going to fit with the 3-inch here. Like I said, worry about that in a minute. So I'm going to start building that way up to the throttle body, because it's going to be a lot easier to build from the build backwards in this case. So you do need some sort of Dremel or something to hog out these these guys here, so I'm gonna have to do that. And I'll try and be careful on this one too. I'm gonna see if there's any way I can unbolt some of this stuff and let it sag a little bit to get me some extra space here, but not feeling too hopeful on that. And pictures don't do it justice. You can't really see where anything is routed, like if this is deleted or relocated. But there's aftermarket stuff, so I'm assuming I just gotta find a way to make it fit. So the Dremel wasn't the best way to do it. 3-inch hole saw, just kind of hold it steady. And then I got these little, I mean, you can Dremel it to open it up just a hair more and clean it up. And then I got these little sanding bits. But
pieces of chocolate.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, but we're almost there on this side. Got the first elbow done up on the driver's side, so it's kicking out right here. I got the coupler position. Like I said, I'm building backwards up to the throttle bodies. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this side. Got the filter in position where I want it. Got my line marked where I need to cut for the filter, and then where I need to cut here, and then we will coupler it up and go up to that throttle body. So let's throw it in the saw real quick and keep working. Alright, so I got both intakes built up this far. So this one, there's less room on this side because the fuse box and everything obviously. So moving on to the mass airflow sensor. So these are flanges that the guy bought through a website online that you can find for these things. You have to have these, the billet ones. I already got it marked out. You only need a square, so I'm gonna go ahead, pull these back off, cut these up, and get those mounted up. And then as for the valve cover itself, you do have these tubes back here. I didn't go ahead and get the fittings like they have on here, because I wasn't aware of them, so I'm just going to use regular aluminum tube, and I have it marked out on the back side of the tube, and then just get some more 1/2-inch hose and extend it and just run it straight to the valve covers for the recirculating breathers, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. It's fitting pretty well.
He's a pro.
Mr.
He's got an audience.
Encore. Run it back.
Yeah, you got a live studio audience.
What was that? I wasn't listening.
Okay, intakes are done, looking pretty good. Very hot. Hopefully I don't have any issues with the mass airflow sensor flanges. I've done mass airflow sensors only one time before on a Honda Accord, and I don't know if it was because of how close I had it to the throttle body, but it was acting up. So these ones are pretty far away from the throttle body, and then like I said, I just got these little bungs here for the hose port, just 1/2-inch aluminum tube. So yeah, I'm gonna let these cool off. I'm gonna rinse them out to get any shavings out, and then I'm gonna go reinstall them on the car, and hopefully they didn't shrink or tweak in any way. But yeah, welded up pretty good. I'm stoked. Let's go see how they fit, eh? Alright, so I just finished them up. I do apologize for not filming more of the process, but this was kind of time sensitive. So you can't even see the filters because they are tucked under the plastic here, but trust me, they are definitely there. So we got the, yeah, I don't know, I mean, you can see coupler here. I didn't have any more 90 couplers to run this side, so that's why it looks slightly different. But overall, it does not want to hold idle, and I do believe it is because it needs to be retuned. Like I said, he also has GTR injectors, a header or headers and stuff like that, but the old intakes were like what, 2 1/2 inch, if that. So these ones are obviously 3 inch, taking in a lot more air volume, and I'm sure the mass airflow sensors are probably wigging out. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and take these ones back off, or at least the top portions of them, and I'm going to just throw them in the car, and I'm gonna put his old ones back on because he does have to drive this out of here, and then take it to the dyno and slap them back on. And that'll be that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you want to help support the channel. The best way to do so is by picking up the merch and supporting the big cartel. Also, I do have a Patreon if you want to get behind the scenes info on what's going on outside of the videos. Anyways, guys, do what you love. Forget about the rest. Thanks for spending some time with me here today. A little bit shorter of a video, but hopefully it was decent nonetheless. Anyways, guys, take it easy. Peace out.